having sat through similar conversations in the US and in the UK and now here, and just in the last sort of 3 months, it's fantastic to see the contrasting attitude and talk track and that sort of thing. Actually, one of the things that hit me hard coming out of today has been, I think India likes change. I do. I think it's a culture now of constantly being on edge, looking at what next, constantly trying to think about where do I need to position myself and that sort of thing. So I feel this whole country does change quite well. And there is change happening, and I think India will adapt. And there's, America does innovation, which is hard to scale. China does infrastructure. India does talent. More than, as well as software, does talent. And I think ultimately, talent is where the future is. And there's the highest concentration of determined talent in this country. And I'm hugely confident that there'll be some choppy times ahead. But I think this whole evolution of where GCCs, service providers go, the embracing of these frontier models, we're going to end up with 7, 8 of these models. So it's not going to be crazily complex. It's going to be who can now build companies around these solutions, build better teamwork, work harder to change mindsets and models and train the young talent. And ultimately, this is going to be, you're coming out of college in India, where do you want to work? A GCC, a service provider, a tech firm, insurance company, get out of IT altogether. The choice is with the younger generation who are going to look at what industry holds the most excitement and innovation and potential for them. So I've really enjoyed hearing from so many different people. So I would love to get some thoughts around the room, maybe.
So you do the front section, I handle the back benchers.
You do the back, I'll do the front. Okay, I'm walking over to this man, Mr. Mohit Bhatia. Now, what is your big takeaway from today? What was your maybe one learning you'll take away and enact in your workplace tomorrow?
Yeah, thanks, Phil. No, it was an excellent day, so thanks to all the speakers. It's completely different level. It's very nice conversations and insights. I think in summary, my big takeaway is about continuous learning and curiosity. And things are moving so fast at such a fast pace, and be an optimist, to be positive, to be on the solution mode, and not get complacent, and keep learning about the new tech which is changing every day, to play around with it, and be ready then, therefore, to scale it up in your businesses.
It's fun. All right, let me ask Ashish. Ashish, what do you any takeaway? And just introduce yourself as well.
I'm Ashish. I run the GCC for Kaiser Permanente. It's a US healthcare company. We're about 125 billion and have hospitals and insurance both. In India, we go with Karfi Health. That's the legal entity name. We work with a lot of IT and other service providers, and we've been doing so for a long time. The GCC is about 3 years old. And what I'm seeing over the last couple of years is, and it was reinforced today, that the ecosystem of GCC IT services providers, we are really coming together. And there are solutions that we can benefit from, and we just have to figure out realistic business models to work with and make this work. And I think I said something in the afternoon day. The commercial models are also coming together, and it's going to be imperative for us to be able to continue to push this.
Terrific. Maybe this lady here, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Shika. I run finance operations for JLL. I think great day, by the way. Thank you to all of the HFS team and all of the speakers. Interesting, insightful discussions. Thinking through the whole day, I think the opportunity for GCCs or service providers in the whole AI space is significant right now. We talked about process challenges, data challenges, standard processes being needed. The most standard processes in any organization sit in these organizations. And therefore, if those are the ones we're looking to, as the first of the bat in AI, then clearly these organizations are best placed to do that, right? I think in terms of going forward, many experiments, drop those that you can't scale is the way to get us.
Drop those who can't scale. It's fantastic.
Take me down here. About with Sanjay.
So there was a prize to face sitting at the back. First of all, Saurabh and the team, thank you for hosting a really interesting event. And overall, I felt like no matter who was on the stage and the fireside chats, the presentations, there seemed to be valid agreement on where we are heading and what we need to do. My one takeaway would be not talk about leadership courage and Dan, but it'll be like leadership courage to me in an AI world is not about having all the answers, but having the courage and ability to ask the uncomfortable questions. And to me, that's a key takeaway. If you really want to disrupt, you really want to change, then that's something that we as leaders need to be able and willing to ask those uncomfortable questions that allow us to keep moving forward in this ever-evolving kind of environment and world. Thank you for inviting me, Phil. I'm Nikhil from Standard Chartered Bank. I think the biggest takeaway for me is that, AI is not going to kill the jobs which we have today. It's definitely going to change the nature of jobs. And I think you had a beautiful slide on the titles, which are going to look very different. So it's a great enabler, is the key takeaway. And like somebody said, Shika said, multiple experiments, but choose the ones which you can scale. And I think I completely agree with the leadership quotient as well. As much as it is for the workforce, it is also for the leaders on, how to guide the organization forward. The pace of change is going to be very, very fast. And I think as leaders, we also need to tell, our employees that, in the last 30 years in services industry, we have seen so many changes and we have adapted. And this is just another one, and we will definitely adapt it with. So that's the takeaway.
The case is the one.
That's terrific. A lot of change, a lot of pace. And, someone said at a recent summit about half the global 2000 is going to fail, the other half is going to thrive. And if a company doesn't treat its employees, they don't love human beings, go work for one that does. Because there's for every company that is going to be harsh and severe with AI, there's two that I think are going to be embracing of let's use this as an opportunity.
So it's probably the last one I've partnered Asif here. So this.
Thanks, Saurabh. I'm Asif. I'm from Northern Trust. I lead data modernization there. Two things really stand out. One, of course, the family feud, where exactly we ended the last year as well. Hybrid is the future. We all agree to that. But the thing which really needs to happen, at least in the India GCs, for that to happen is more empowerment of the GCCs. And I go back to the fireside chat you had with Aradham Sen, that the decision rights for the GCC leaderships, that I think is my key takeaway, that needs to happen more. And so that is where we thrive with the hybrid model. That's been the takeaway. Thank you.
Excellent. And Safa.
Hello, I'm from Excel Tech Marketing. It was a wonderful day and a lot of learnings, and we got to hear a lot about GCC. While I'm from marketing, we do a lot of work related, but very good day to hear what the expectations are from expectation GCCs have from the service providers. Thank you so much.
Yes. With the post-group now swap territories.
Should we do one more? Yeah, that's the my friend. Let's have you.
Always get me into trouble. Okay. So when what I'm looking forward to is the next 2 years, I feel are literally going to be very interesting because I'm talking to a lot of emerging fintechs, and the amount of focus and emphasis that there is on AI is even 50% of those ideas translate into action or reality. I think this whole landscape will be very different, and we'll probably have a different agenda and different points to talk about in the next year's thing.
We should have a family feud with the startup. Yeah. Great. It was hard to manage two teams. That's it.
You did a good job of that, Saurabh. People agree Saurabh's been in the busy of this summit. So round of applause. Thank you, my friend.